This building is a labor of love, and it is something that we anticipate growing even more into. So, just quick stats about the building: 90,000 square feet, 27 units, and it has a cafe. It has office space, a workspace for artists. It is $9 million endeavor. $9 million. So the investment was strong because the people that are going to be here are strong. And so, that said, I want you to understand it was the vision of this man that said it should be for artists. And those of you know, artists, anything artists touch, they change. Right. They are powerful, they are resilient, they are controversial, they are revolutionary, right? They are kind, they are loving. They are all of these things encompassed. And so we hope that this space becomes a wonderful and creative space for you to grow and do more things in. So that being said, I want to do the first thing and bring up a friend to Invest North and to others throughout the city. She is the deputy mayor and the head of economic and housing development. And again, someone that brings so much to the city of Newark. If you don't mind, Director Ladd, can you come up and say a few words?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Really exciting to be here today. As Rory mentioned, I am the Deputy Mayor for Economic and Housing Development here in the great city of Newark with Mayor Marjorie Perry, our 40th mayor. And it's really exciting to be here as part of an organization that advances Newark forward in an equitable way. And on behalf of the Board of Directors, some are who are here today, we would really like to congratulate you, Mayor Baraka, along with Fayemi Shakur and Invest Newark and everyone who's been part of this day to make the Gant-Gilbert Arts Collective come to reality. As there are many people that we want to thank and congratulate to bring today possible, I wanted to give appreciation to 5 women, because it is Women's History Month, and as we come to a close, who are instrumental in making this project come to reality. First, to my fellow board members, Council Vice President Lamonica McIver, and also board member Janine Druces, who represents JP Morgan Chase. Both women have helped advance the organization of Invest Newark forward to ensure that we are making strategic investments throughout the city, including today's great event here. Also to Fayemi Shakur. I saw you, Fayemi. I know everyone here knows Fayemi, and Fayemi is Mayor Baraka's Arts and Cultural Affairs Director. Her dedication is unwavering, her passion is infectious, and she makes sure that we have arts and cultural assets throughout the city, including here in our South Ward. So thank you. The third person is Marjorie Perry. I believe she's here. But Marjorie is the executive director and president of MZM, a contractor, a local women-led contractor here in the city. And you know, she is definitely fierce, but it's all because she knows what the goal is to build equity in our communities, to find affordable spaces that we need to have for our residents, our artists, but also to find places that are affordable for workspaces, in which this site will provide. And I know that Marjorie dotted every I and every T as she worked on this project to make sure it came to fruition. The last two One is also here, Aisha Glover. Aisha, who is now with Audible, as many of you know, she continues to be a visionary for our city, continues to find ways for us to have creative solutions, both figuratively and actually, for us to really move the city forward under the mayor's leadership. And you were at the beginning of all of this, and we are grateful for your commitment still today. And the last person who I know is not here, she's busy at the office making sure all of our other development projects are financed, is Janine Hazard-Williams. Some of you may know Janine. She is the manager of our Housing and Finance Division in the City of Newark Economic and Housing Development Department. And she really acts as a CFO. And she ensures that every project has the right financing at the right time so that we can celebrate days like today. And I know that we can't advance forward without people like Janine on our team. So with that, I want to just conclude to say congratulations, Mayor Baraka, congratulations everyone who's here today, and especially thank you to Invest Newark for making this happen.
Thank you, Director Ladd. She is also the chair of our board, so we are always excited to have her speak. So next, I would like to bring up your councilman in this ward. He's a gentleman and a scholar. I love to see him when he comes in and around the way. It's always a pleasure to see him. Councilman James, please come on up and.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Roy. The day is here.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're not talking about groundbreaking. We're actually going to be opening this facility. Mayor, I sat on the board, Director Ladd. This was a long time coming. 7 years ago, we had so many issues with the contracts and what have you, but we persevered. We're glad everyone stayed the course. It's an honor for this building to be opening today, and we look forward to everyone living in it, working in it. It's going to be an asset to the South Ward community. And let's make sure we make this building last. We take advantage of it, every program it offers. And again, I want to thank everyone who made this project possible, especially Mayor Baraka. God bless you.
Next, we're going to ask our other councilman to come up and speak. Councilman Crump, can you come on up and please say a few words?
This was a surprise. You know, what's beautiful about this building is when it was first mentioned and talked about, I was actually working in EHD. So it's beautiful to see something actually go from the planning stage to actually being here. And we're standing in this building. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing to be a part of. I want to congratulate everyone that's a part of this, the mayor, Fahimi, all the board members, Director Ladd, all the ones that have come before, because you know, it's one of those things where the project was started and then the baton was handed to somebody else, and it was handed to somebody else, but it got completed. And so it's a beautiful thing that we're here standing and sitting and enjoying ourselves. And I look forward to a tour of the building and everybody enjoying themselves and taking advantage of the programs and being here. Thank you.
And we also want to ask another council person to come on up. She is a member of our board as well, so it's always a pleasure. She's a champion for the causes, and we'd love to see her here and want to ask her.
Thank you. Wait, I was not planning on speaking. Good morning to everyone. As everyone has already said, it's a pleasure to be here. Finally, it feels like we've been working on this thing for 30 years. But we are finally here, and thankful to our mayor who just came with the vision, and really we are just delivering today to finally be at the finish line. The mayor always says he doesn't really like going to groundbreakings, but he loves ribbon cuttings. And so I'm excited to be here today because I know how he loves to be at ribbon cuttings, and we're celebrating today. So today is the celebration, right? Let's celebrate. Clap, make some noise. You know, we are alive today. And so I just want to thank our Invest North team. I want to shout out Councilman Carlos Gonzalez, who sits on the board with us today. And of course, she's so humble, but really she has pushed, I mean, got this thing done to our deputy mayor, Deputy Mayor Ladd. She really did a good job in getting us here to this point, and so she doesn't give herself enough credit, but I will. We thank you for your, persistence, and definitely getting us to this point. So let's, get through the program. Thank you all.
So, I would be remiss if I didn't put our other councilman on the spot. We're gonna come up, I know you told us no, but you don't mind. He's also a board member on the investment team, so we're excited.
Thank you, Roy. We're going from eyesore to destination. This is what this is. This 7 years ago and more was an eyesore in the community. Today, we're transforming this to an attraction in the city of Newark that is going to bring a lot of creativity because the performers normally are very creative. And I thank the mayor for the vision, deputy mayor for her tenacity, and everyone involved for putting the effort to make this happen. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Okay, so I'm hoping that they are here. The Gant-Gilbert family.
Yeah, the Gant family.
Gant, just the Gant, okay. So this building and the name of it is after one of the most unique, controversial sometimes, revolutionary sometimes, artists that you could think of right here from Newark. And so, world-renowned in my opinion. If there's someone here that wants to speak from the Gant family, we'd love to have you speak. Come on. Bring him up, brother.
Thank you. I'm gonna be honest, I'm nervous. I'm not. Take your time. Take your time. But I'm Jerry Gant's younger sister, Sheila. And today, it almost came me to tears. Honestly, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is precious, and it's long overdue. And I can speak for my family. Most of them, Lord knows, they should be here. But the love is stupendous. It's incredible. Everyone's here. This building, it's a blessing. My brother was blessed. You understand that? He was a true artist. Yes. All right? And this is here. I know he's smiling. I know he's happy with my mother and also my 2 sons that passed away as well. So this is a blessing not just to us, but to all of you. You understand? And let it continue. Like I said, I'm not a speaker, so I'm really not. But Lord knows, I came up here to speak because I know my brother watching. And I know I just gave my brother a prize. So, God, just carry on and thank everyone so much.
Art is love. Thank you so much. And right now, we would love to have someone whose vision, in my opinion, is unmatched. I've known him for a very long time, and I can tell you that he's been this way forever. Those of you that know him as well. Our visionary mayor, has brought these types of things throughout Newark. And this one I think is special to you. So if you don't mind, give him all the time he needs to talk about what this is.
So obviously I want to thank Roy and everybody else from Invest Newark, thank Deputy Mayor Ladd and all of the council people for making this happen. I mean, we started this when the Deputy Mayor was by Adolfo Wilson then, and want to thank him for the beginnings of this, and obviously thank Mayor Ladd for getting us over the finish line. And all the folks that are here, that are going to live here, that are going to be a part of this building. It's going to help transform this neighborhood, because that's really what it's about. It's my neighborhood. Born and raised up the street, hung out here, walked down Clinton Avenue to Chicken Shack. Y'all know what the Chicken Shack is, right? Go to Tom's, that's right. I used to go all the way in the back because something else happening in the back. I probably would make sure I just go to the front and order the chicken and get out of there. You know, just get a bucket of chicken and some bread and all that stuff and head on back up the street. This neighborhood has been this way for a very long time. And we're right across the street from the precinct. And it's just proof that the neighborhood will never be able to change unless artists change it. That's right. I don't care how many cops you got all over the place. Helicopters hovering over. It's been that way since I was a baby. I walked past this building, it was abandoned my entire life. It was empty. I don't even remember what it was before then. I know people talk about it. You know, it was credit union. It was never open when I was there. And it just was a place for trouble. And it's just, we decided to do something with it. And I thank God. It took a long time, but I thank God, that we're here. I heard the Deputy Mayor mention Marjorie Perry over there, and I just want to say first thank you. One of the premier African American women contractors we have in the city does tremendous work. First, I want to apologize for taking this long and all of the trouble that it probably caused in the process, and the people that are involved that get in and don't treat us properly. So I want to publicly make an apology. I don't even know everything that happened, but I'm sure something did. So before I even get the conversation, I want to apologize up front and say thank you for hanging in there and believing in this project and believing in where we are in the city and all of this in the present sense. And I just want to say I'm excited that the building is named after Jerry Gant and Rodney Gilbert.
Yes. Yes.
In full transparency, we first started talking about it was going to be called the Nina Simone House. Nina Simone has a special place in my heart and my family, and I thought it was, would be appropriate, but God would have it that couldn't happen. And the more appropriate thing would be to name it after Jerry Gant and Rodney Gilbert, who were both friends of mine, by the way, and artists in this community. And I knew Jerry Gant when we were out here with no venues, doing poetry in basements. When people was tagging and it meant something, not just the face and property, but with tagging because it meant something, because the walls were ignorant. He said detox the ghetto. He was pushing, this is an opportunity to detox the ghetto. It's appropriate that people walk by and see Jerry Gant's name, see Gant, and we understand what that is, and see his artwork in the building, and we begin to teach people about who he was and what he meant to the city and the people in it. You know, from the basement of 808 South 10th Street to the basement of the African Globe Theater on Broad Street by Symphony Hall. Some of y'all might not know the African Globe Theater, but you know, in the basement down there, we used to get funky in that basement. And to Rodney Gilbert, you know, who was a pioneer, you know, an artist, an educator, theater, poetry, everything you can think of, it was him. And he lived his life on purpose, outwardly, and you loved it or left it alone. And that's exactly who he was. I loved him for who he was and what he meant to me personally and what he means to the city. And so to have both of those guys on the same building, on this property is fire.
Yes.
There's some spirits all up in here. Yeah, and I know when the artists get a hold of this place, Lord have mercy, there's going to be some stuff happening around here. And it's going to spill out into the street because that's what we want. We want it to be infectious all up and down the street. That it pours all down to the Chadwick and Seymour and all the way up Clinton Hill. People feel the arch just jumping and bumping down here. From plays to artwork to blocking off the streets, having fashion shows in the middle of the street.
Yes, Ross. Yes.
This is where you got to take it. You got to take it exactly there. Got to take it exactly there. And that's why we did this, so you can take it exactly there. Then you prove to the rest of the city and the rest of the state how to actually transform a neighborhood using artists. And we want to do that. And so we built a building for artists, which is the first of many that should come in the city. And prayerfully we get that model to work. And if we do, I think we'll get many more like this. So it's a pleasure, and I'm glad to see you back there. You know, we go on our cafe. Give everybody know you another African American woman who is going to run the food cafe. And if you've never been to Blueberry Vegan Cafe on Central Avenue, you go check their stuff out up there. These are the people that are going to be down here in this building doing a cafe here in this place. So this place is the bomb.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's one of the proudest moments that I have, you know, in the opening of this. I remember a picture of me and Aisha standing out in front. The building was just being taken down. Part of it was being taken down, and you know, every year I was always stressing about when we gonna get this thing done, man. It's 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. When we gonna get this thing done? And I think everything happens in due time. So this is the season for it, and I thank God that it blossomed during this season. So thank y'all for being out here today. God bless you. And enjoy the journey.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the investment staff. Those of you that are here, please raise your hands. Give them a round of applause, please. I saw Vanell Hall, my predecessor. I want to make sure that he gets a shout out as well. Vanell was instrumental in making sure that Fahimi, we love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We love you, Fahimi.
We all know. So we want to open this moment for questions. If you have any from the press or anyone else, if you have any questions. Yes.
Yes. What is the process for artists to get space in this place, and do you have to live in it to have artist studio space?
Yes, well, for initially, yes, but there's only 10 spaces that we're gonna have. And there is a process that you have to go through with our rental agent. Basically, it's proof of that you're an artist, you know, that you published something, that you got paid for your art, et cetera, et cetera. That qualifies you as an artist. And then, and you know, the mayor didn't mention it, but you know, he fought for us to make sure that it was affordable at a particular rate. So this is for those folks that are 45 to 60% AMI. And that means that the rent, when you see these units, it's gonna blow your mind, are between $900 and $1,150. I see Tanisha Nationeer back there from, there she is. Hey Tanisha, how are you? She's also one of our partners on this. We appreciate you, Tanisha. Yes, sir.
How you doing? My name is Blake. I run a company called Vibes in the City. We do like over 200 events in the city of New York. How you doing, Miami? And shout out to Invest North and the whole city. Shout out to Mayor Baraka. We've hosted events for like over 1,000 artists in the city in North Jersey mainly. And people coming from all over the country to our event every Wednesday down at La Rouge Lounge. So I just wanted to know what's going to be the process of like doing collaborations like with the programming and everything like these companies like ours.
Yeah, so we do have an art curator for the space, John Murray. He's in the back. Yeah, so you would have to see John Murray, and you know, we hope that you do tons of events through here. But there'll also be free community events on a regular basis through his program. Okay. Any other questions? Last one.
Untitled Chapter. You got a hand back here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Untitled Chapter is one of the fashion designers for New York City for so long.
Absolutely.
And like you said, I'm from down Shanley Avenue, Milk Bar, all the same stuff we all know the wall. And I'm not going to be a part of the fashion experiences in Minneapolis. And is that going to be for everyone to be a part of it?
Absolutely.
Not.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? One of the local designers that are here is open to everyone.
Absolutely. This is for all forms of art. So anything from culinary to fashion too. And John Murray is our art curator, so you'll be able to see access to space through that.
Oh, good.
And by all means, please do. We encourage art here. We encourage creativity here. So we hope that this space garners that spirit.
Thank you.
Very good.
Cut the ribbon. If you have any other questions, feel free to come see us. Okay? Thank you.
Go. Good.
Shayla Rock Presents. Please give them a round of applause, everyone.
Today is a great day in the city of Newark. We are celebrating the ribbon cutting for the Gant-Gilbert Arts Collective here at 505 Clinton in the South Ward of Newark, New Jersey. Mayor Baraka's administration continues to advance equitable development, and a key component of economic development is celebrating our arts and our cultural assets, and we're so glad for today's event. So, Newark forward.
Hello, my name is Carol Jenkins, and I'm so proud to be in this building where I once banked back in the 1950s. But I'm so glad to know that this building is named after Jerry Gant, because Jerry Gant was my student at the Newark School of Fine and Industrial Arts back in the late 90s, and he was a wonderful student.
And I'm glad I am, as a member of the board of Invest Newark, we have been watching this building being developed, and we were anxious to see it closing and opening. Having the grand opening today is a great step forward for not only for Invest Newark, for the city of Newark.
It's been about 7 years in the making, and my small part of this beautiful project has been community engagement with local artists, making sure that the building took in consideration their needs. We had conversations about affordability. We engaged the community in selecting the name of the building.
Peace, everybody. I'm Izzy the Goddess. I am here today because I have the opportunity to be one of the participants of living in this new development, living in this new space. So I've been awarded with that opportunity. And if you do not know me, I am a performing artist. Dance is my passion. That is my love. And I also love helping women of color, Black women, empowering them and teaching them to have a higher power.
I'm working on a documentary about Jerry Gant now, and Rodney Gilbert taught me how to be community, really. He was the original one when I did Art Reach at City Without Walls back in the day. So it's so exciting to be here and see all the energy and all the people vibing and like all the potential of this space and what it's going to mean, you know, in the coming years. So let me pass it on to my partners here.
So my name is Gonzalo Silva from Producer's Edge, and yeah, I mean, just the impact that I know both those gentlemen had on this community is huge. Definitely an inspiration to me, and for the kind of the reason why we started our collective, Producer's Edge, to push along community. And we work mainly in technology, music production, and DJing, and yeah. We're actually looking to do some workshops here in this space in the next coming months.
Our dreams are big, and we are well aware. This road is hard, but we always persevere. We show no fear, we got the will, so we gotta steer. We pay no mind to the hate that's coming from the rear. We will drive through it, and we won't never hesitate. We meditate to make sure we could concentrate, annihilate all the people that's conceiving hate. There's no debate, we forge this path our own way. We busy waiting, we always estimating. We're really fascinated about the dreams we steady chasing. It's always circulating. Our goals we will attain it, even though our bodies waning. We never stop till we suffocated. This is our premonition, but we just can't lie here wishing that we could reach it, wishing that we could make it. This is our life, we must do what needs to be done. So we're running, we making this our proposition. They can't dismiss it. We gotta chase it. We're always gonna chase it. And when we get scuffed up, we'll rise up and take it. And we gonna cry. Yeah, we ain't afraid, so we gonna say it. We say what we mean and mean whatever the hell we saying. See, now they hating, but their opinion doesn't matter. When they speak, we hear and chatter. When we speak, they always scatter. They just gonna make us flatter. Now we about to rain disaster. As we keep on moving faster, their brains are gonna splatter. But they could keep on talking, they only gonna push us there. So don't be scared. Keep it up, we trying to make it anywhere. But we stay humble on this path. We will stumble. And when we jump, we promise them we will make this ground rumble. But we won't fumble because we really educated, motivated, preparated for the day we have awaited. There's no plea for desperation. We will stand here predicated. Now we meaning this. There is no room for them empty statements. Now everybody, where you at? Where you at? Reach up for your goals. Say, give me that, give me that. Give me that. Promise that. And it'll be hard, but we know that. Now everybody up in here, where you at? Where you at? Reach up for your goals. Say, give me that, give me that. And I'm gonna reach you and I promise that, promise that. And it'll be hard, but we know that. Now everybody up in here, where you at? Where you at? Reach up for your goals. Say, give me that, give me that. And I'm gonna reach you and I promise that, promise that. And it'll be hard, but we know that. Now everybody up in here, where you at? Where you at? Reach up for your goals. Say, give me that, give me that. And I'm gonna reach you and I promise that, promise that. And it'll be hard, but we know that. Look, we won't always know where to go. This path takes us to places that we won't never know. There's no time for no tricking though. You see, this road becomes narrow, but down there we follow. Now, this is a tough pill to swallow. And everyone won't make it to see tomorrow. But we have, through all means. It's time to hit the scenes, because we out here chasing our dreams. We gotta face the world as it twirls, because it keeps on spinning. We chasing our dreams, so we gonna keep on winning. There's no time killing. Our shine glistens. We never out here missing no tripping, because this is a new beginning of a new prodigy. They about to see we forging our own legacy. You best believe there's nothing in this world that's stopping us. When we step, we make them think that we commit larceny. Our goals are ecstasy. It's driving us mentally. I guarantee we're gonna make it. We're gonna reach our destiny. We cooking up a recipe and we eating it deliciously. Each step is another chapter in our history. It's going on endlessly. Yo, this is not a fantasy. We're using this as clarity for all the haters especially. They become an enemy, so they better move carefully. We just simple souls who just trying to reach our goals. So we get to the road and we start to drive because we know we on only ride. Now everybody, where you at? Where you at? Reach up for your goals. Say, give me that, give me that. And I'm gonna reach you and I promise that, promise that. And it'll be hard, but we know that. Now everybody up in here, where you at? Where you at? Reach up for your goals. Say, give me that, give me that. And I'm gonna reach you and I promise that, promise that. And it'll be hard, but we know that. Yeah. Yeah.
Unapologetically dark skin. And the quick story behind that is last summer, I went to get my hair done, and my mom's boyfriend said, "Why are you so black?" Right? Like, your skin is so black, do something about it. And I got mad. But that's that belief that you're supposed to be the lighter skin, the lighter you are, the more beautiful you are. It's just a lie. So I wrote this. I am so fine. My darkness is dangerously exquisite. It is filled with so much power, it scares you. My skin so dark it will stop and stare at this work of art. A work of art way past beauty, because it carries so much ambiguity. It is the foundation and beauty of my ancestors. My bloodline would say, "Omo dudu ni mi." I'm dark skinned. The Yoruba in me would sing praises like, "Omo to dudu bi ikoro ishi." I'm as dark as the small seed of akeabu, the one that germinates into a giant tree that makes people gawk. Stay staring at my roots as they're as black as the roots of black walnuts. You can't see when my hair sprouts. My skin so melanated, you can't tell how deeply embedded my royalty goes. My melanin pops so much, it shakes to destroy the misogynistic, closer to white beauty standards. My skin so dark, the golden sun stops to give me a warm embrace. My melanin runs so deep it can be traced back to a touch I carry from Empress Kandake of Ethiopia, Queen Amina of Zaria, Queen Makeda of Shiva, Queen Nefertiti of ancient Kemet, Queen Nandi of Zulu Kingdom, Queen Ya Asantiwa of Ashanti Kingdom, Queen Morinya Jasoro of Ileife. They sanctified me, so it is a taboo to bleach this skin. My skin so dark, it is the shoes my ancestors wore while working under the sun that kept their skin from not cracking. And when they say black don't crack, you are limited to just beauty. I say black don't crack under pressure, black don't crack under oppression, black don't crack under depression, black don't crack under racism, black don't crack under systematic racism.
Say that.
Black didn't crack under slavery, black cracked slavery. This skin doesn't have to be modeled to be appreciated. I'm gonna say that one more time. This skin doesn't have to be modeled to be appreciated. I am unapologetically dark skinned. I am the blueprint, now scratch that. I am the black print.
Hi, my name is Omotalani Aziz, and I'm a youth on the Yendo program, and the Gant-Gilbert, oh my gosh, the Gant-Gilbert Collective. It's such a beautiful thing to be here because it's given more spaces and platform for artists' voice to be heard, and youths like me to show our talent.
I just wanted to say a little something about both gentlemen that this building represents. Rodney, first, is just a classic gentleman. The first time I met Rodney, he had a seersucker suit on with sandals. And I was like, who is this guy? But, and Rodney always walked fast. We'd be walking on Broad Street on a Saturday morning, and he would be flying and talking to you, having a full-fledged conversation. But he was real. He was about the work. I was able to interview him a few times. And man, he had such depth in terms of his culture and what we're doing and what we should be doing. Jerry kind of mentored me, and me being older than him, but he was just such a wealth of knowledge, understanding the culture, understanding various mediums, and understanding people, and understanding the importance of black men creating and finding their space and their place here in Newark, New Jersey, and also in the world. So I'm grateful to be able to get to a point where I can actually see this building, and because both of those guys poured into me.
I used to work for Rodney Gilbert. It took me a long time to figure out what Yendor meant, which is actually Rodney spelled backwards. Rodney used to hire me to go into the most dangerous places in Newark, New Jersey to teach art and to bring peace into the neighborhoods. I would do summer programs with children. I've even taught senior citizens art, all because of Rodney Gilbert. I think it's very appropriate that this place is named after him and for him, as well as Jerry Gant, who I actually worked with. We did a tag on a wall on Stratford Place so many years ago. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
This is serious. This is an event space, ladies and gentlemen, for artists to be able to release their talent. And we're thankful for what you're bringing, what everyone is bringing for this foundation today. We stand on the promise of Jerry Gant. We stand on the promise of Rodney Gilbert, and today is a great day. Tell everyone, how can we contact you?
Oh yes, you can contact us via our website, yendorproductions.com, yendorproductions.com. We are also on social media. So our Instagram is @yendor_LLC, YENDOR_LLC. And for the theater company, it's @Yendor Theater Company. Theater is RE for that. But you find us on socials, find us on the website, and we're really happy to be here today.
Fantastic. Also, So I must give it up for Rhythm in Food Vegan Cafe. I didn't get a chance to eat yet, but ladies and gentlemen, family friends, the way you're eating, it makes me hungry. Rashina, thank you so much, and her staff, everyone else. So family friends, we have another artist for you. This brother right here is going to come and rock your mind, body, and soul. Ladies and gentlemen, family friends, I introduce to you the one and only Uninvited Man.
Peace, y'all. How y'all feeling?
Peace, good. Real good.
91 or 92, I was a student at the Norton Museum for photography class. I put it up on Instagram recently. And Jerry Gant, that's the first time I met him. Just talk real fast. Years later, 2006, I think at Club Abyss, I met him again.
Yes.
And like he was just so real, so honest. My ex-wife was like his daughter, so he always called his son daughter. You know what I mean? I did not have that close relationship with Brother Rodney, but I did meet him one time in one of the art months in October in Newark, and he was just like, man, I could be his out. It was just, these brothers are going to be missed, and they already missed.
Yes.
And I just hope that my generation like can fill those shoes, if it's possible.
It's possible.
You know? My name is Uninvited. And I'm from New Jersey, the so-called sixth borough of the tri-state area, home of the stolen car hysteria, known for conservative morals and principles, yet economic greed leads schools to go years without principles. You think those who adopt will be the type that's righteous, but starving malnourished kids only leaves more work for diapers. People do crazy things just to get some dinner, but Jersey is the only place where you find a strip club next to a daycare center, the place where Italians still call you nigga. Pregnant women get shot, underage girls get raped and dumped in rivers. Pulling the trigger on Black Sopranos, it ain't nothing to it. People from Jersey will do anything for $1. Just ask Martha Stewart or Frank Lucas. Supplying fluid, making my daddy dream of being a daddy, a dream to see. Dear Eastside High, Joe Clark talking about lean on me. How can I lean when I got a father full of fiend on me? How can I breathe a seed when 1 in 30 blacks I see have HIV? Things I've seen make you think I was raised on Brooklyn streets, Chi-Town, A-Town, New Orleans, Cali, Philly, or that barrio, deep in Brazil when people really get killed. Not New Jersey, no, not Happyville. They always want to tell me, you know Queen Latifah don't have any real acting skills. You know someone wrote those lyrics for Lauryn Hill. You know someone gave steroids to Shaquille O'Neal or Mary Baraka. Never knew the wisdom he was spewing. He ain't risked 60 years of his life spreading revolution, just like Assata Shakur. Bruce Springsteen was born in the USA, but he never had to say, why are these Jersey State troopers shooting me? Or why every day must you pull me over? Does my black face not match my black Range Rover? To raise the quota, government profits off criminal living, and they wonder why Jersey has the most prisons. Incarceration is synonymous to surplus currency. That's the reason we abolished the death penalty. Instead of employing more cops to bring the nation's #1 murder rate to an end, bisexual governors spend taxpayers' dividends on boyfriends. Listen, the nature ain't naughty enough to disrupt the lust of other people's property. Abolishing slavery 20 years before Lincoln doesn't suffice as an apology. I'm just saying, public transportation is like waiting for reparations. Assimilation, as Haitians hating when you mistake them for a Jamaican saying, "Sapaxe, puerca, don't call me that ish." Puerto Ricans and Dominicans still beefing over citizenship. This self-pity, we need to save our pennies and stop spending tax refund checks on Atlantic City. Refusing to rebuild Brick City like they were building Iraq. Instead of moving white folks in, telling the black to step back, cause like Whitney, they wanted to indulge in crack love and not computers, but I still believe the children are our future. Maybe if they knew how much we originated and invented, they would possess the confidence to apply for Princeton. Powers that be believe we don't need happy souls, and our women can only play ball if they call nappy hoes. They want us to believe being from Jersey Jersey is like being black. Even though you're from Africa, you can never go back when you're from New Jersey. This is to explain my style, Langston Hughes, and a lot of poets who rhyme. We rhyme. Why is it every time a poet flows against the grain, he's crucified with shame for not sounding the same? We rhyme to break chains of acceptance, disguise as blessings, change your selection. What word you expecting? For poems to sound the same without a change in direction. With all due respect, man, we're no different from you. Don't reserve a room for two to genocide the open-minded you. This is not Hotel Rwanda. I'm not Tutsi, you're not Hutu. There are no cockroaches here, so please don't raid my view. Heartfelt thoughts we use sprout from roots of Langston Hughes, not Dr. Seuss or Uncle Sam. I am, plus I'm Muslim, man. I don't eat no green eggs and ham. Cat in the hat raps were much better than that. As a matter of fact, you're not above us. You cannot judge us. Our rhymes are justice for just us. Why must you hush us? Hell, rappers, how dare you say we are? Sky wasn't our limit, so we abandoned the stars and the cars, drug dealers, strippers, and the word niggas lack of unity. We rhyme to bridge the gap in the community. Fighting against rhymes is fighting against your own kind's validity. Know your history. We are not your enemies. It's no mystery. You're the European. I'm the Egyptian. I created what was written. You need to play a position. We are African children, not American chitlins. You can't afford to live without permission. That's a woman's decision. Even the blind can see. Why judge me solely on rhymes that console me? Reach one, teach one. That's what you told me. Clone me only since you're lonely. Just because you have holes in your soul, that does not make you holy. The whole Holy Quran rhymes would seem to prove that we bring life to our dreams when we say what we mean. Rhymes are rage against you because you are the machine. We rhyme for every slave that was not supposed to read. Educated in black, not as bad as supposed to read. This is not how it's supposed to be. Diversity in poetry is not God versus Satan. Claiming my rhymes are voodoo because my roots are Haitian. If you're not free verse, you be cursed of earthquakes coming soon. You've never seen the tomb. How can you forecast the weather when you don't even watch the moon? Face it, rhymes are not basic. They're genetics that are mixed in. Ancestors dance on tongues through rhythm, but you refuse to listen. Scared to rhyme your invention because you fear artistic tension. Like poets who hate slamming until they start winning. When I start spitting, you tell me not to rhyme like my words are not necessary. Like you invented vocabulary. Hieroglyphics, you don't possess such ability. I'm a poet who rhymes, and I won't apologize for my versatility. Now are you feeling me?
He's that good, was a keep on moments. But ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, that does conclude our program for today. I would like to honestly give it up for the art alchemists outside who are now painting. My sister, the Gant family, Gilbert family, Yendor, Rashida, vegan food, family friends, our art curator, John Murray, my DJ Fauzi, and my name is MC Ross Anthony Jenkins. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant day. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the time.
It was great to see the mayor here and support the ribbon cutting, delicious food. I love the art area. I love the rooms, the apartments, and obviously the feng shui. The paintings are amazing. The acoustics are amazing for all of my engineers and musicians. Everything sounds good. The way the voices bounce off the air, the music bounces off the air, everything sounds really, really good in here. So I'm going to be planning on collaborating with this venue, bringing the Port Sessions here, Tales from the Tongues here. Very excited.
Well, my name is Malcolm Rowland. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Yendor, and today is a very proud moment for us. Just when we think of the two legacies of Jerry Gant and Rodney Gilbert, And to think how far our arts community has come, and just like, especially this last 5 years, and to then have buildings in their name that are monuments that live beyond all of us, that we'll have to explain to the children later of like who these two people are and what they meant so much to us while they were living. It's a beautiful thing to witness and to be a part of in some way, shape, form, capacity. We do a lot of work in this area in Clinton Hill, Upper Clinton Hill, so it's just good to see these two names on this building.
Yeah, I mean, I echo Malcolm's sentiments. My name is Nicolette Lynch. I'm the managing director for Yendor Theater Company. It's a pleasure and honor to be here. Rodney Gilbert was a mentor to both of us, and it's because of his work and legacy that we're able to continue the work, to do the work in his honor. Also, from the theater company side, we had two of our youth performers perform today, and they did an outstanding job. And it's just a testament to what this space is going to be, that this is a haven and a hub for art and artists to live and work and thrive. And so we're really excited to be a part of that and to honor the legacy of Jerry Gant and Rodney Gilbert.
Well, this is really an emotional day for me. I knew both Rodney Gilbert and Jerry Gant and have worked closely with them over the years. So just to see their names on a building, they both took such pride in being from Newark, born and raised. They wore that like a badge of honor. So the idea that there is a building here that is in their honor is absolutely amazing and deserving. I work with the art collection that Jerry Gant left behind, thousands of pieces of work, and it's my real privilege to work forward to build his legacy, expand his legacy, and his building is really just a major step in that direction. Jerry was kind of cynical about building names and street names because he always felt that they weren't upheld to the standard of the person that they were named after. And so for me, it's important to do whatever I can do, which started with helping to make sure that there was artwork in the building that was representative of Jerry's work, but just even in the going forward, just to ensure that we in the arts community and in the greater Newark community, just for the long haul, ensure that the building represents both of these art kings in the way that they deserved.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Salas of Shafani Brands Unlimited. Currently, I'm representing Pink Dragon Artist Syndicate under the direction of Miss Linda Street. She's the chief chick there. She's also in charge of the Jerry Gant collection, where I am collection specialist. So good to be out here at the Gant-Gilbert Collective. I can't express how I feel to just be a part of the day, seeing all the black people, seeing the black business, seeing all the greatness that is to come here. Thank you so much, City of Newark. Thank you so much, everyone involved. And we remember you, Jerry Gant. We remember you, Rodney Gilbert. We say your name.
Jerry Gant and Rodney Gilbert, some friends of mine that I love, and I'm so glad we can say their name. I know they are looking down on us and happy to see this come to fruition. This definitely has their spirit as artists, as poets, just who they were. And I look to bring programming here and collab with a lot of artists, as I have been in the past, been doing programming in music, in fashion, and in theater since 2004 here in the city of Newark, and it is here to continue. So I'm so happy for the space, and I'm smiling, and I say their name to Rodney and to Jerry. I'm getting emotional now. You can cut.